Hi, Dan Dustin here. You may remember this is who I am, and this is my website where you can communicate with me. You may remember in a video that's still up that you can still see, called Introduction to Ads Work Episode 2. I showed an axe head sent to me by Tim from North Carolina. He was having trouble hewing with it, and we talked about it for a while, and finally I said, "I'll just mail it to me, let's look at it." And he did, and I looked at it, and you'll find what I had to say on Ads Work Episode 2. I was wrong, and a number of you called me immediately and told me, and the minute I saw the video, I noticed it myself. It's amazing, these new cameras, how you see more than you see with your eyes. Anyhow, it has come back. A fellow named Andrew in Colorado offered to do the work on it. And Tim's technology of grinding and sharpening broadaxes, which is a high technology, you need real equipment for that. He didn't have it, and Andrew did, so we thank Andrew. It's beautiful, and I'm going to show it to you and talk about it. But first, I have an important announcement. You may remember in one of my two videos, watch them both, from Tree to Beam plus 40 years, I suggested I didn't really know what to do with my moderately huge collection of broadaxes, which I've collected over the years and don't need and no longer use. And I made a decision, thanks to this experience with Andrew and Tim, I've made a decision to give them away or make lifetime loans of them slowly, one at a time, to beginners by way of, let's say, sponsors who are you guys who do hew and have some experience and can grind and sharpen. So I will present the first axe I want to give away, which is this one, and we need a sponsor is needed. I've already chosen the beginner to give it to, so you beginners don't hold off, you rest of you beginners, because we're going to let this one pass all the way through. It took a few months for this one, for Tim's axe, to get done, so it's going to be slow. I'm going to be giving away maybe 2 a year, just guessing, something like that. So also, I don't want to do this myself beyond mailing off an axe once in a while. So Tim, whose email is birdseyenellow@yahoo, and we'll put this underneath the video so you can get it, has agreed to administrate this business for me. So the next person who is willing to grind and sharpen and mail away a broadaxe of mine to a beginner should make contact with Tim, and he will handle the business end of that, which is no business since it's all free. And I thank Tim greatly for that. So let us begin. Where shall I start? I'll start with Tim's axe, I guess. You want to see it. You saw it in my last video, Introduction to, Ads Work Episode 2. Here it is. It's beautiful. And this is the bevel made by Andrew. And Andrew polished the leaving dickens out of it, and it's sharp. And there it is. And Andrew has put up on YouTube, it's 3 short videos of this process, and including one where he actually used with it. And we will put those links also beneath this video so you can see Andrew's videos if you wish. I hope you do. My comments, it's beautiful work. It took him forever. He's a very careful craftsman. For my for my taste, it is too polished. And there's a lot of differences in how we prepare tools and use them. It is a sharp edge. It definitely cuts. It does indeed cut. And but I can actually brush across it. Look at that, with my fingers, touching it all the way and not cutting myself. This is because the edge is sharp but not hungry. It is not a minute saw because it is polished. And my preference is for an edge to be a minute saw. And if it was my axe, what I would do is I would take my one very special and very wonderful, what I call it my coarse hard Arkansas stone. Most hard Arkansas stones are, you can't really, well, at any rate, it's a hard Arkansas stone, but it's got teeth. It's a wonderful stone, and I would take it and I would just touch it with that stone. I'm not going to because it's not my axe. This is between Tim and Andrew, and I'm not going to get involved. I'm just giving you my opinion. A second thing is it is indeed a steel axe. And I know this because I have watched Andrew's videos, which you may watch. Find the links below. And I have heard the sound that it makes. And I have enough experience with iron axes and steel axes to know that the ring is the ring of steel. So I will now send this on to Tim, who I hope will enjoy it greatly. Now, moving back to this axe, which I find quite interesting. I'll move things here so you don't have to move. Again, the garden hose is the answer. Held on with a strip of bed sheet, or temporarily rubber bands, but rubber bands do not last. So here is the axe I have chosen to give our first beginner, and I'm looking for a sponsor to grind and sharpen, and I suppose it could be Andrew, but I rather don't think we should ask Andrew to do any more. He takes a long time to do this, and it's a lot of work, and he's a busy fellow. He has a young child. By the way, Andrew, I had 4 of those little girls. I understand, but we don't need to compete about that, I'll tell you. I've had my fingernails painted. So the problem I'm having here is with the handle. It's a beautiful axe, and it has, in my opinion, almost no bevel, and I think it should have no bevel. I'm a great fan of no bevel, and I think I can show you a few finished axes with no bevel if I get around to it. But and it is very badly pitted, and I believe that the very badly pitted axe is the best hewing axe, because once you grind out the pits and get it, it can be pitted anywhere except the very edge. So once you've ground out the pits to the point where the edge has no pits, you have a wonderfully thin axe. And since, of course, a pitted axe has no monetary value, because everybody else thinks they're ruined, it's worth trying. It's worth taking a chance on. Maybe it'll break when you use it. It's not going to. Nobody ever grinds an axe too thin. This is my own opinion, of course, and opinions vary, as you know, and I keep saying that, and it's very true. The problem I'm having is with the handle. This handle is terrible. It's the wrong kind of handle. It doesn't have any knob on the bottom. It is, it's held in with, and you won't believe this, okay? Remember plastic wood? Okay, it's held in with this is an interesting little, I guess that must be 2-tube epoxy there. I think it was some plastic wood sometime. And you can see the top of it's rotted pretty badly anyway, but there are 2 beautiful iron wedges in there. And I'll tell you, it is harder for me to give away 2 beautiful iron wedges, which I have never seen. There's a mystery. What is the shape of those wedges, and how are they made? And it's harder for me to give away those 2 wedges than it is to give away the axe. And the handle, someone might think is crap, and so we take it out and throw it away. But it's a handmade handle, you know. And this is a farm-made handle. Look here very closely. The one thing I'm looking at is this knot, okay? If we were to cut the handle off just below this knot, see, the length would be much better for hewing. I'd wear gloves, of course. So we could do that. But, you know, it's really, you know, rotty. So it's just, and you guys are young and modern, and you're not going to tolerate a handle like this. You're going to make a beautiful handle. You guys love beautiful handles. I have very little respect for beautiful handles. My opinion is stick anything in there. A broad axe does not need much of a handle because you don't swing a broad axe. You could almost use a broad axe with no handle, except you'd scar up your hands pretty badly. So my tendency would be to take this handle out and get those wedges, you see. It's like I need wedges, you know. Look, you're talking to a guy who's been collecting axe wedges forever, and I'll never use them, so it's stupid, and doesn't matter. Anyhow, I could just cut it off and send it to you, but I want to see those wedges. So I have this decision to make. And I don't need to make it until I hear from Tim that he has been contacted, that a sponsor has made contact with him and is willing to do the grinding and mail it on to the beginner. And so I can wait. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this. Look at it from here to here. You see these marks? Okay. And see these marks? Okay. What tools were used to make this handle? And what can we learn from this evidence? Okay, I think I know, and I'm betting some of you don't, okay? This is obviously axe, okay? So this handle was carved out probably with a wood pile axe. And, you know, because it's crude. And you have a long handle, you're holding it up high, and you see these marks here? Yes, and his marks here, yes, these are the marks of the horse rasp. The toolkit of the farm shed is not a woodworker's toolkit. The toolkit of the farm shed has to do with horses and harnesses and mowing machines, horse-drawn mowing machines, and farm equipment. The woodworking is just one side of it. The woodwork is done. The rasp of the forming tool of the farm shed is the horse rasp. The horse rasp is a giant rasp. One side is a coarse rasp. The other side is a coarse file, and it is made to be used on hooves. It's called a farrier's rasp or a hoof rasp. I have one, but I couldn't find it. But I have found this screwdriver, which was made out of an old horse rasp. So there's the length of a horse rasp, and here are the teeth. What's left of them after a very good smith has made a beautiful. Yeah, that's the edges even a little bit there. And so these are the rasp teeth, and these are the file teeth. And this used to be a horse rasp. So that's what it looks like, and you can buy them new at Agway, at the places where people who have horses buy things. The horse rasp is still available. They cost a mint, by the way. And if you do buy one, take care of it. It'd be odd to be buying a horse rasp for a woodworking tool, but to stay in the tradition of this kind of work, if this is the kind of work you want to do, and in a way I do, this is followed, however, with broken glass. You start with, let me just grab a piece of broken glass here for a minute. I wasn't fully prepared for this. This is a new idea here, but I use broken glass in my spoon making workshop, so I have broken glass. So here is your work with axe and horse rasp, and you take broken glass from here, see, and you can scrape that right off. And I'm ruining a museum piece here, but we're probably going to throw it away anyway. So what do you know? So that's the basic technique that this axe handle, there's some more up here, and no, it's probably just scratches. This handle and many others. Oh, look at this side. Look at that. Okay, right there. See that? All right. Okay, look, nice curve there. Yeah. All right. Perfect. Okay. The trick to broken glass is broken glass has to give you curls. Okay. You see that curl? Okay, this curl here. If you're getting curls, you're good. If you're getting powder, you need to find another piece of glass or break it again and get another surface. So that's what I know about this, and we're getting. I hope somebody out there is interested. So we're looking for a volunteer to finish this axe. A lot of work. Send it off to the beginner who I've already chosen, and sponsor, help, advise this beginner. And once you have done this and the beginner has the axe, and we have heard something from him, he's tried to hew something, and that's working, a working system between two people who've probably never met and may never meet. After that, I will come up with a second axe, and we'll ask for a second volunteer beginner to receive it, and a second sponsor to be of use to the volunteer. And won't that be nice, and won't that be fun? Okie doke. Getting back, so we've talked about Tim's axe. It's going to be mailed to Tim. We've talked about this new idea of mine, which I hope you guys will help me make work. And I think we're done here. Can you think of anything else?